I want to take a moment here at the beginning of the video and give my love and sympathy to all the victims and the families of victims of the launch day naval tutorial. I know some of y'all zipped right through it, but I took my time and set the record for the worst tutorial performance ever. The amount of pain and frustration and tears caused by this event is just ugly. I'm going to start a Discord and we'll hold a live stream or something, and we'll light a candle and we'll hold a vigil for all the victims like me. It's hard to move on after that much pain, but just take it a day at a time. But after those dark 3 hours, joy comes in the morning. And what a joy Warsails is. It is an absolutely spectacular DLC, and it really puts some fresh wind in the sails of Bannerlord. The campaign map feels so much more alive now. It's just so cool sailing down a river and watching the villagers and bandits and deserters and parties. I mean, just all these caravans and convoys. The map feels more alive than ever, and I think they should lean into it more. Make there be little sheep in the fields out by sheep villages, and let's see working mines near clay and salt mines. I mean, I don't know. There could be other little things on the map that bring it to life. I'm always a sucker for like those big holiday cities and big train sets where they have like a whole city they've built. There's little kids in the street. I don't know. I love that shit. I've really been happy to see the comparisons to Sid Meier's Pirates. A lot of people say it feels like you're playing Sid Meier's Pirates, and hell yeah, it does. And what an all-time classic, in my opinion, and one of the first games that really taught me to appreciate virtual worlds and what they could be, just how immersive and how fun they could be. Naval combat. Home run. Now, it needs some work. I totally agree. But overall, I have just had such a great time. It's been funny seeing people on the forums complain, talking about how it's just a land battle on the water. And it's like, you just figured that out, did you? Yeah, that's how they did it. Like men, without all the muskets and cannons and weak shit. We're coming right at Monchug. This is our Monchug man right here. I'm in an eternal 20-year battle with the Khazad. And let me just say, the water looks spectacular. I haven't seen water this good in a game since, what, Sea of Thieves? Probably. And my man there got a little bit ahead of everybody and kind of fucked up the plan. But you know what? We're coming in here to help. No, we're going to ram them. It's not really a ramming ship, but we got to ram them sideways so we can board them. Pull up the HUD. And here they go. Now, one problem I have is I hate that the archers, see how the archers get up here on the side of the ship? They're the first to get hit with the javelins and shit. And you're always losing a ton of archers. The archers need to fall back to the side of the ship that's not boarding, and the dudes with shields need to move up here. So there's some things like that, some tweaks that could be made that would make it a little better. You know, I said when they announced the naval combat was coming in that I thought javelins were going to be amazing. And I got to tell you, throwing weapons are pretty amazing, especially now with some of the skills and traits that you can really buff them up. And I've been having a lot of fun working on different builds and kind of starting over a couple times just to get the feel of it. And overall, I just think this is a spectacular DLC. And you throw in all the patches they've already done on top of it, and it needs some more. I'm not going to lie and say everything's perfect. It needs some more patches, and they're going to have to keep it up. But I've been happy with what they've been doing so far. All right, let's get in here and help. Oh, there's Monchug. I see you, big dog. Look at him. I'm going to need this boat, big guy. Sit down. Sorry, buddy. Oh, the Great Khan's down. You know, I hate it more than anybody, but I got to get this boat, guys, because as you all know by now, these things sell for a premium. Go ahead. There you go, big guy. Nice shot. I am very excited about the future of Bannerlord and a little concerned about my future because you guys love to encourage my Bannerlord addiction, sickos. And now, I guess, is also a great time to give a warm Oklahoma gang welcome to the Nord troop tree. I think we can all agree at the beginning the Nord infantry was rather disappointing. And I said this when they first announced that they were going to be lighter armored, but they were going to be Mariner troops, that was going to be a problem. And it was like a fun game design idea, but it was going to play out horribly. And, that first day, the Nords would just, you'd send them over to take over a Legion ship and they would just get slaughtered. The initial casualties you take, even just taking over a convoy, you lose like 20 guys just taking a convoy. Now that they've been upgraded, I think they're fantastic. The Berserker is really cool. The only thing I'm like, dude, we've got like 50 guys with bear heads on. The amount of bears we're killing to maintain this look. And just in general, you get different armor sets, but I wish the regular armor sets had regular helmets. And then like every once in a while, like once every 20 troops, you get a bear head. Everybody having a bear head makes it not cool. I was wondering why they had all these Nord castles out here in the middle of nowhere with no roads or anything, just out here. But apparently there's about 7 million bears out here. And so, we had to de-up here just so we could survive. Two-handed guys are great. You got this fella here with the axe, great against infantry. And then you got your man here with this polearm that is outstanding against cavalry. These guys really do a good job of chopping that cavalry down. And just in time for Thanksgiving, Sky God's chosen. I need a unit that's really good in field battles, awesome in naval battles, and outstanding in sieges. And here comes the chosen, putting his hand in the air. I'll do it all. Happy to do it for you, Oklahoma. I love these guys so much. I could dip them in gravy and drag my tongue up and down his taint. This is a lethal army with these guys shooting at you and this infantry blob just coming at you like a shredder. It's an amazing combination, and especially since the buffs, I've been having a lot of success in field battles. And don't even get me started on naval battles, right? Which there's just no one stands a chance. And don't leave out our Huskarl. When you get some of those buffs that give these guys extra like 50% armor pen and stuff, it is unreal what these guys become. I will say just in general, spearmen seem to suck. They're just not that good with them. They don't have them out when they should, and they're not that great at using them. Every once in a while, they'll surprise you, but just in general, the spear infantry AI needs improvement. So I'm hoping that's on the to-do list. But overall, for me, the Nord armies perform very well now. The gameplay is just really exciting, and yes, it needs more depth and it needs improvement, but this is a massive step in the right direction. And like I said, I think it breathes a ton of fresh air into the campaign map. There are some of the changes that I didn't like so much. I will like Oxhall, what they did to our Oxhall. Oh no. I thought it was so awesome on that island and that bridge and everything. Some of this feels a little awkward for me, but you get used to it. Of course it does. So, and part of that's just, sometimes I'm not a big fan of change. And that's got nothing to do with Tail Worlds. That's just my issue, right? One addition I think they should make right away is just adding the ability to fast forward, because I've seen a lot of people complain, it takes me 4 minutes to sail to start the battle. Close your eyes, console players. I don't want you to see this, but if you just go get the RTS camera mod, you can just go warp speed for a little bit, and then now we start. And I think just little additions like that would make the game a lot less tedious in some ways. And so, this is why I always have to be careful, because I'm telling people I'm really enjoying it and stuff, but, there's little things like that I add to the game that really make it a lot more enjoyable and take a little bit of the tediousness out of it. I don't want you guys to feel like I don't realize that my perspective's a little skewed playing on PC, so just remember that that's where this perspective is coming from, and I do try to be honest about that. I am so happy with this DLC, I can't even explain it. Oh my God, it's so good. It's so good, and I have to say the stability has been outstanding. Just building my fleet and watching my guys go to war and kick ass, and my God, do these guys kick ass. Oh, but see, look, my goddamn archers. No, look, see, the archers need to come right here in the middle of the ship. And look at my guy, huh? Look at my Bovold. The sea serpent. He's blinging out. Here's another one. But just them adding a few features like that, I think could really improve the game for a lot of people. And most importantly, our console bros. Unmodded but not forgotten. That's my console family. I love y'all, and you guys deserve some of these nice upgrades too. And especially the quality of life stuff. Like this, where I got to turn and go to that new ship. I mean, I can just fast forward. And that just saves so much time. There's other things like, look, I can just hide my UI. Isn't that cool? Bring up my UI if I need to throw some javelins, which I'm out of. Actually, did I get the... I got the weather upgrade because I didn't want to pay 10,000 gold just to ride through the rain. My God, the damage these shits take just from a one storm, huh? Use your throwables wisely, guys, because Jarl of Oklahoma can't afford the extra ammo buckets. We got to keep these repair costs down. The economy's fantastic, though, actually, isn't it? I mean, it is so improved. First off, I love the addition of Tusk and whale oil. I bought some Tusk at like $230, and I sold them for $1,200. I was like so ecstatic. The dopamine from that sale alone kept me up for like another hour. I was like, I'm going to go get some more, you know, and then I'll go to sleep after that. And then I'll do this convoy. And then I'll buy this ship and do my upgrades. Well, now I got them. I got to try them. It's a dangerous slope. But the Tuscan whale oil are awesome. And workshops. Welcome back, workshops, huh? Look at these boys. And these prosperous Nord towns are just the place to buy them. I'll tell you that. This smithy over in Hargard, it has been, I mean, it's just, look at that, $724 a day. That is crazy from a workshop. And you pay like 20 grand for them. And these things pay for themselves in no time. I can't recommend them enough. I need to go get another one, as you can see. One thing that is pissing me off when it comes to battles is that you'll be raiding a village, right? Like I'm sure I'm doing like what most of you guys are doing. You come down here and you raid the countryside. So much fun. It's so much fun. And just, the time can fly. But then look, I'm sitting here raiding this village and they show up to stop me. And this is what I used to love is that now they got to come into a village battle, right? It's like, you want to stop me raiding these villages? Well, come and stop me. And I mean, and the extra 30% you get from raiding. The Nords are a lot of fun. And I got to tell you, they suit Brother Oklahoma's playstyle very well. Always be that Khazate main, but big fan of the Nords. They might be my second favorite. We'll see. I don't know. I really like all the factions. But you're raiding this village. They come to stop you. And you're like, no, I'm not going to stop. You want to stop? Well, they're like, yeah, you are. Now, when you go to start the battle, it's a field battle. Where's the village? Huh? Unacceptable. But I will say, just using these Sky Gods Chosen on one side and putting your boys out front in the other, it's unreal. And these Nord troops perform so well in battle. The shields are so good, you really don't even have to put them in shield wall. Have you noticed that? You're really under it. You probably want to. It's better. But even without it, they do pretty well. But, you know, you can reform the line when you need to. Bring everybody in, and that shield wall looks awesome. I saw a lot of people saying they were hoping for the feature to be able to lay siege from the sea or conduct a seaborne assault on a town. And I got to be honest, I agree. And it's something that I was hoping would come with the DLC. And I'm a little disappointed it isn't in there. But overall, I would much prefer that you give me the basic package that's stable. I mean, I just cannot compliment them enough on the stability. But I do agree that you should be able to do a little bit more from the sea with your fleet in regards to sieges. I believe sieges need an overhaul in general. Setting up your siege engines where they're, you know, and then hitting pause and putting them in reserve and then building the other one and putting it in reserve and then pulling them. It's just weird the way it works. Too predictable, and you just do the same thing every time, and the player always wins. And I think the entire siege thing needs an overhaul, and most certainly should include some improvements and more capabilities to use your navy to conduct sieges and help in sieges. I absolutely agree with that. So it's something that I hope they add in the future. But I definitely think a siege overhaul or rework is needed for the base game as well. All right, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Let's begin this by saying thank you, Tail Worlds, for all the patch updates. Very, very, very happy to get them, and I hope they'll continue. And I kind of expect them to, since I just gave you my money. So keep it rolling, fellas. You're doing great work. We recently received a nerf to Fiends, who cares, but my blessed Consguard received a 60-point reduction in their bow skill. Now, the rumor is they had to nerf them because they buffed the accuracy of ranged units a little bit to help them out with naval warfare, because apparently they were kind of ass at shooting with the ships bobbing up and down, and so they improved that. And then with the combination of their just insane bow skill plus the improvements to the accuracy that they made, just made them completely overpowered. So the bow reduction was probably needed on that alone. I've said this about noble troops since the beginning. You either have to make them rare and awesome, like just keep them like amazing level troops, but make them harder to get, or if you're going to be able to get them from the start of the game on and just build armies full of them, then you have to nerf them so that, yeah, maybe they're a little better than that, regular troops, but they can't be 260 bow skill compared to like the 140 bow skill of the regular archer. I mean, it's too much of an increase for units that are too easy to get. So they should either be awesome and rare, or they should be maybe a little better than the average troop and just as easy to get. I'm a bigger fan of awesome and rare, but everyone else, and I see a lot of you guys seem to like to just be able to recruit them by the bucket load. So that's fine too. And if we're going to do that, then they have to be a little more balanced. Otherwise, they kind of invalidate a lot of the rest of the roster. So I'm not at all surprised to see a nerf on the Khans Guard and the Fiend Champion. And to be honest, I kind of welcome them because they need to be toned down a little bit. It's just entirely too easy to recruit these god tier troops. So, like I said, I'm a bigger fan of rare and awesome, and I would just make them harder to get and put a cap limit based on clan tier. But this is another way to do it, and that's fine. The thing is, they nerf them down a little bit. If it's too much, we can always bring them back up, right? But let's try to balance this thing out a little bit more. Honestly, I think we're going to have enough problems with these Mariner troops coming in, because some of these Mariner troops are the best on land too. If you're a Bannerlord fan like me and you just love this game and you think it's uniquely awesome, I am just so happy for us, because it's like there was a time when I thought I was a little worried. I'm like, are they just done with this? I'm like, I can't believe they just left it in the state it's in, because what it could be is unreal with a little TLC. And that's always my motto. I'm happy to get DLC, but I want TLC with my DLC. And I feel like right now we're getting both. We'll see if it continues, we'll see how it goes. And let me tell you what, if this is the quality of DLC you're going to bring in, and you're going to continue to update some of the systems and add some better mechanics and some more depth to this game, I think it could be one of the best games of all time. I really think it has that potential just off the battles alone. I can just tell you right now, the Bannerlord content will be flowing. It's going to get really bad. So be prepared, Oklahoma gang, and be afraid, probably. But I'm excited for us, family. This is really great content. It's a wonderful addition. And if Tail World sticks around, it could be a really exciting future for Bannerlord. And hopefully more content to come. Happy harvesting, fellas. Oklahoma out.